Do not touch that, ma'am. What the hell is your problem? Can't you see I'm on break? I hate killing before breakfast, but I'll do what I have to do. Okay, that does it. Who do I have to kill to finish my meatballs in peace?
You had better watch your tone, Private. I am Mayor Eliza Barrett.
Congratulations on your success, ma'am. But you could be the Queen of England for all I care.
I can make your life a living hell much more easily than the Queen of England can. Now, I suggest you let me speak to whoever is in charge of this operation.
That's not gonna happen. The General...
Are you aware of my 85-point plan for community-based economic restructuring?
What?
Oh, you are not? Allow me to elaborate then. I intend to amend the zoning regulations by Resolutions 1104-1943 RT, as related to approved uses in Commercial Zone C4 to C252.5. This means we need to cross-reference Statute A11B.5, which governs the use of non-indigenous building materials. And if you like number 34, just wait until you hear about number 35. It is very complicated, but...
Oh! Just stop, please! You're gonna drive me insane!
Are you sure? 35 is quite interesting. It details financial legislation affecting rodents, raccoons, and other...
Ma'am, the General is not here, and I don't know when he'll be back.
Why did you not tell me that 6 hours ago?
Believe me, I tried. You wouldn't stop talking.
You have made a powerful enemy today, Private. I will go back to my office, grab my book, and by the time I am done, not even your grandmother will—
Eliza! Please excuse her. It's a very stressful time. She's concerned about losing a voter this close to the election. Come on, let's go. There's nothing more we can do here. Look, I hate to suggest this, but remember my brother-in-law, the one in the FBI? He's a pain in the neck, but maybe he can dig around and find some info for us. Look, I know it's scary, but there's not much you can do for Lincoln until he comes out of the coma. Why don't you go back to work? I'm sure the campaign needs your attention.
You know, Amos, you might be right. Work is just what I need to keep my mind off this predicament.
Great, but please don't go just yet. I need moral support for this phone call.
You've reached the best agent the FBI has to offer. What can I do for you tonight?
Hey, Jack, it's Amos.
Sorry, doesn't ring a bell.
Come on, Jack, you know I wouldn't call if it wasn't important.
Listen, Amos, it's late, and I don't want you to think I don't care about you or your problems. But I don't. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna...
Will you listen to me for once in your life, goddammit? Something really serious is going down here. You have to help us.
Get it through your thick skull. Unless it's for a federal crime, it's not my problem. Is this about a federal crime?
No, but the military...
Always a pleasure, Amos. Take care of yourself. Adios.
Are you all right, Amos?
Damn showboating prick. Ugh. Yes, I'm fine. I don't know what else I expected, but he's not going to help unless it's a federal crime.
A federal crime, you say?
Eliza, what are you scheming about?
Oh, never you mind. Just keeping myself occupied, as you said. I will see you later, Amos. With all that has happened today, I nearly forgot to go to the church and check up on Father Jenkins.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Who Who are you? And where is Father Jenkins?
The name's Jack Riley. And Father Jenkins is off on a well-earned vacation.
What? Why was I not informed?
You know how long it takes news to get here from Rome.
Jenkins has not taken a single day off since he took his vows. Why would he suddenly do so now?
The boss made him take time off. Between you and me, you do not say no to the big guy in our line of work.
Enough. You are barely credible as a man, let alone a priest. But you know what? I will have Amos sort this out. It is not worth my time.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that.
Now, that is a much faster way of confirming my suspicions. Where is Father Jenkins, you fraudulent fiend?
Look, the father's getting ready for a one-way trip to paradise. He might even live long enough to unpack his suitcase, provided you cooperate.
Ugh, this is outrageous. Fine. What do you want from me?
Buckle up, sweet cheeks, because we're gonna rob the First National Bank.
What? Are you out of your mind?
Perhaps. Now listen. I have it on good authority that the bank's got a literal fortune hidden in the vault. Over $500,000 in cash. Oh, and the recipe for something called special sauce. Name on that account is Michael Walker.
Why did you not tell me that first? You did not need the subterfuge. I would have signed up in a heartbeat.
Who cares? The point is, $500,000 is just sitting there, waiting to be snatched up. Just focus on doing a clean job. You'll get your cut, don't worry.
Fine, but what about Jenkins?
After I reach my safe house, I'll send you a telegram with his location. You can go get him yourself.
Is there anything we need to get before the operation?
Well, we're gonna need disguises, of course. I also need you to speak with a buddy of mine, name of Harrelson. He's an expert safecracker. Then we gotta find someone who can disable the alarm for us and…
Slow down. It sounds like you are placing a lot of trust in me. And by trust, I mean making me do all your dirty work.
What part of being blackmailed do you not understand, lady? You don't get to choose the terms. You just get to carry them out.
Then I should begin immediately. The sooner I start, the sooner this will be over.
Not so fast. There's one more thing. You gotta make sure the park is empty. No potential witnesses.
And just how do you expect me to accomplish all that?
If you are really as smart as you seem to think you are, you'll find a way.
About the heist. What sort of disguises did you have in mind?
I don't care. As long as we can move in them and they hide our identities, they're fine.
Who is this Harrelson, and how can we find him?
Harrelson's a friend. We're in the same general line of work. Now, we didn't come here together, which must mean he's here to do a job. That's gonna be his first and only priority. So your job is to convince him to take this side gig.
Why can you not just ask him yourself?
Are you kidding? One stranger in a town this size is unusual enough, let alone two. I feel a lot safer hiding in here. I draw less attention that way. Plus, there's a bunch of free booze in the basement.
Well, how am I supposed to even find him?
I've been in here all day, but I saw him having a coffee at the diner this morning. I guess you could try there. Might be hard to talk him into this, though.
Convincing people to do things is my greatest talent. I bet you will even learn a thing or two from me.
Yeah? You're gonna learn to shut up, or do you have more questions?
How do you expect me to disable the alarm?
That's your problem, honey. But you must know everyone in town. I'm sure you'll find someone to help you.
And if I don't?
Father Jenkins bites it.
We should talk about this later.
All right.
When you decided to go after Michael Strongbox and come to this town, were you not worried about our sheriff? Amos is a legendary lawman.
Yeah, legendary for being gullible. I mean, the guy believes in the Sasquatch. How could anyone take him seriously? What a joke. Anyway, I've been sending him anonymous reports of weird creatures and mysterious entities for months. I bet he's been pretty distracted lately, hasn't he?
So it was you! You are the one filling his head with inane stories about mobster woodchucks.
Mobster woodchucks? What? No, I just planted fake Sasquatch footprints around the lake. What the hell is a mobster woodchuck?
I would like to know more about you, Mr. Riley.
All you need to know right now is how to prepare for the heist. If you do a good job, maybe I'll consider answering more questions.
That will be all, Mr. Riley. I must go.
Wait, before you leave, I have to give you the password.
Password? What password?
You know, a secret code so Harrelson knows who's sending you.
Oh, that kind of password. Well, what is it?
One that you'll easily remember. I'd like to rent a room with cheese, please. Now, get moving. You've got a job to do. And remember, not one word to the fuzz.
I will hold up my end of the bargain, never doubt that. And, Mr. Riley, if anything happens to Father Jenkins, you had better pray to whatever God you believe in, because nothing in this world or the next will spare you from the wrath of Eliza Barrett. I cannot believe I have to save Jenkins' hide again. Focus, Eliza. Picking up 3 costumes and getting Mr. Riley's friend to help us should not be a problem. Then we have to remove any potential witnesses from the park. That part might prove tricky. And I have no clue how to disable the alarm at the bank. Well, it is going to be a long night. Better get to it. You must be Mr. Harrelson. We have business to discuss.
2 questions, lady. 1, how the hell do you know my name? 2, what could you and I possibly have to talk about?
I suppose I have the same answer for both questions. We have a mutual friend. One Jack Riley, to be precise.
Uh-huh. So what's the password then?
I'd like to rent a room with cheese, please.
We have rooms to spare, but no cheese. I can't believe Jack Riley's actually here. Hadn't heard a peep from him since I got out of the joint. What's he cooking up this time?
Let us say he is planning to make an unauthorized withdrawal at the bank.
Huh, what for? There can't be any money in this one-horse town. Besides, I got a job already. But maybe if you did something for me first, I'd feel a little more helpful.
What sort of help did you have in mind?
I've been hired to bring down a certain rhino. I need an M1 Garand rifle for the job, and I ain't got one. You help me with that, and I'll give you and Jack a hand.
You seem to be better suited to procuring illegal munitions than myself. Why ask me?
3 reasons. 1, I don't feel like walking. 2, your dumbass sheriff is already suspicious of me. 3, it always helps to have an extra set of fingerprints on a stolen gun.
Well, Amos has confiscated a large number of hunting rifles. I could check at the police station.
No, if the sheriff sees one of those is missing, he'll suspect something. No cops, is that clear?
Crystal. But where else am I supposed to find your firearm?
I guess you'll have to track down the Desert Viper and make a deal.
Where can I find this Desert Viper you mentioned?
The hell should I know? Do I look like a herpetologist?
This is no time for wordplay, Mr. Harrelson. Tell me what you know.
The Desert Viper is the toughest, meanest, scariest arms dealer on this side of the border.
You mean to tell me I have had an illegal arms dealing operation running under my nose this entire time?
I don't know how to answer that exactly. How long have you lived here?
Almost all my life.
Then yeah.
So, you came to the middle of the American desert to hunt rhinos, did you?
Goddamn right I did. Why do you care?
Because I imagine it would be quite a difficult task, considering there are no wild rhinoceroses here, or anywhere on the continent for that matter.
Believe me, my information is good. The rhino is here.
Out of curiosity, how did you and Riley meet?
We spent some time together in California.
Really? Where? Alcatraz? San Quentin?
Chino, actually. We were new meat at the same time. Without Riley, I would have never made it out.
Why exactly were you imprisoned?
I was brought in on charges of murder, armed robbery, counterfeiting, and third-degree puppy punting.
Animal cruelty. Could you sink any lower?
It's not what you think. I was framed by the Chicago Canine Unit. Those bastards busted into my place, beat me to a pulp, and peed all over the carpet. And then, to add insult to injury, they chewed up my best shoes.
Unsettling. But how could that land you in prison?
Oh, they planted a bunch of cocaine in my apartment, and then told the court that I was the one who beat them up. They even showed up to the trial with half their limbs in casts. They look so cute. No jury would have believed my side of the story.
Dirty police dogs. I could never have imagined. So, you are a member of a biker gang. That is a lovely ride you have there, by the way.
We call it a motor club, but yeah. And thanks. Got this beauty from someone in another club.
I was not expecting biker rivalries to be so civil.
It wasn't a gift, lady. More like an involuntary surrender of assets.
Ah, that sounds more like it. Tell me more about your motor club.
They call us the bloodthirsty turtles of furious death.
Have you had many encounters with your rivals?
Hell's Summer Associates? Not since the incident.
By incident, you mean how you were run off the big island with your tails between your legs?
As I said, the incident, yeah.
I am surprised that you never sought revenge.
I don't think any of the old-timers want to open that beef back up. They're all scared of the Hell's Summer Associates leader. Apparently it's a woman, and she goes by the Alligator.
Do you mean the litigator?
Yeah, how'd you know? Holy crap, are you? Damn, the legend herself.
When did you join this motor club of yours?
When I drew my first breath. I was born in the sidecar of my dad's motorcycle while he was trying to outrun the fuzz. See, my dad was running from the cops when he ducked into a bookstore to hide. My mom was shopping there. She took one look at this big, sweaty biker covered in tattoos and breathing hard, and her water broke from sheer terror. We tend to have that effect on people. He grabbed my terrified mother in one arm and the store's cash box in the other, threw them both into a sidecar and hit the road. They were en route to the hospital when Dad swerved to avoid a kid on a bicycle. We hit a wall. Dad and I were okay, but the cash box hit Mom in the head and, well, that was the first time I ended up in the clink.
I must drop by next time I am in Chicago. I would love to see all the mugshots in your family album.
Hey, you laugh, but I looked adorable in those tiny handcuffs.
It must have been hard growing up without a mother.
Kinda. Dad wasn't around much, so I had to do a lot of stuff for myself. Cook, clean, pay the bills, change my diapers.
I wish my offspring were that self-sufficient. I coddle her too much.
Yeah, right. No offense, but you don't really seem like the nurturing type.
Excuse me? I defy you to find even one other mother in this country who did a better job than I...
That was a good one! Whew, these fumes are making me dizzy. Oh, hi, Miss Dixon!
Ever thought about leaving the club?
Nah, they're my family, and you never abandon your family.
I mean, not without a good reason. Your loyalty is admirable, regardless.
Our motto has always been, the only way out is in a body bag.
I do not need any more information about your unwholesome existence.
Aww.
What sort of help did you have in mind?
I need an M1 Garand rifle for the job, and I ain't got one. You help me with that, and I'll give you and Jack a hand.
We will speak later, Mr. Harrelson.
Sure thing. I ain't going nowhere.
Marco, I need you to stop by the spot tonight to receive our regalino.
Earlier than we expected.
Yes, but I still want you to be careful. We have never worked with this Tucker fellow before.
It'll be fine, boss. It's just a routine pickup.
Just keep an eye out, would you? Both for the shipment and for trouble.
Trouble, huh? Like the Syndica over there?
Hello, Syndica. What brings you to my humble abode?
Greetings, Mr. Cooper. I must say, your definition of humble clearly differs from mine.
Oh, this? It's nothing special. Just a little reminder of the old country. But I am sure you did not come here to discuss architecture, did you?
Since you are new in town, we should get to know each other. I do not wish to be rude, but your mansion does not exactly fit in with the rest of the houses.
It was not designed for this country, of course. We had a home shipped from Italy, brick by brick.
The town planner would die if he saw how it clashed with the other homes.
He would not be the first to die because of that house.
Apologies, Syndica. He meant that the previous owners are no longer with us. Natural causes, of course.
If you are hiring, I have a potential employee you might be interested in.
Ah, yes. I have heard of these political appointments. So who is Latalpa you wish to install?
My offspring.
Well, having the mayor's daughter on the payroll could be advantageous. But let me ask you this. What does she bring to the table?
Oh, she has marvelous problem-creating skills.
Don't you mean problem solving?
I wish I did.
Troublemakers have their uses, Syndica. I'm sure we have something for her.
One last thing before we finalize this, though. Very important. What is your favorite Italian dish?
Tagliatelios.
Tagliatelle? No! Never! Not in a million years!
I believe that is all I needed to discuss.
Buona notte, Syndica. Now come here and say goodnight to me.
But boss,
What, not even a little smooch?
what if someone's looking?
We're alone, boo-boo, I promise.
All right. If you have business with the boss, Syndica, it'll have to wait. It's past his bedtime.
I could use someone like you in my employ, you know.
It's nice of you to say that, but I only take orders from one person, and that's not likely to change anytime soon. Now, what is this really about?
I think it is about time we discussed what a couple of mobsters are doing in my town.
Every time. People look at us, see two sharply dressed Italian gentlemen, and immediately assume we're mobbed up. It's a stereotype, and it's offensive, and as the Sindaca, you should be the last person to say,
Please, spare me the theatrics, Mr. De Luca. Your story has more holes than a woodpecker's nest. But worry not. I am willing to turn a blind eye, so long as your business dealings do not cause problems for me. Are we clear?
Duly noted. I'm glad we never had this conversation. Is there anything else you don't want to talk about?
You strike me as someone who keeps an ear to the ground.
I do, yeah.
By any chance, does Desert Viper ring a bell?
That depends on who's asking, why, and how much they think they know already.
Not much, actually. That is what I am trying to figure out.
Then a word to the wise. Keep your hands off the basket of apples. Snakes always strike when they're cornered. It's much better if you just let them be.
Snakes? Apples? Wait a minute. That insubordinate coffin dodger. Have you heard of a Jack Riley?
Jack Riley, the ghost of Illinois? Bank robber, drug dealer, weapon smuggler. Loves to gossip, kind of dramatic. Smells like an old hooch bottle.
Yes, him.
Never heard of the guy.
Does the name Richard Harrelson sound familiar to you?
Richard Mad Dog Harrelson? Going for hire, sentenced to life in Chino, escaped due to a bureaucratic flub. Tall, well-built, with more scars and tattoos than you can count.
Yes.
No, never heard of him. By the way, how did you find out about Harrelson?
Harrelson? I have never heard of him.
Fair enough.
I will be back if there is anything else I do not want to talk to you about.
Please don't hesitate not to talk to me again.
Tell me about your past.
Do I have a choice?
Not really, no.
I had a comfortable life until I became an orphan at 14. After that, I roamed the streets of Sicily with a crew of other orphans. Oh, we were always getting in trouble. Back then, my gang was rivals with another group of street kids. So, one day, 5 of them corner me, 4 grab my limbs, and then the last guy just starts punching. I really thought that was it. But then, a shadowy figure appeared. He honked so loudly that the other kids got scared and ran away.
Honked?
Yes, ma'am. A flamingo named Federico saved my life. He nursed me back to health and took me in. He even quit his job with the circus to make sure I grew up right.
That is touching. Weird, but touching. When did you decide to come to America?
Federico found out I had a living relative in America, my cousin Vinny. He offered me a job as kitchen staff in his restaurant, so I decided to move to Chicago with him. I rose through the ranks pretty quickly, although it may not have been in my best interests.
Why would you say that?
Some funny business was going on in the back of the shop. Turns out, Cousin Vinny was not the honorable restaurateur everyone thought he was. One day, I was peeling potatoes when I heard this big commotion in the dining area. Then, I saw my cousin being held at gunpoint by a bunch of guys in fancy suits. There was no time to think. I just jumped on them like a hungry hippo. The way I worked them over really impressed my cousin's associate, Mr. Abruzzi. Mr. Abruzzi had big plans for me in his organization, and Federico wasn't happy about that. When I accepted the position, it created a big rift between us. And before we really had the chance to patch things up, the Duck Wars broke out.
Tell me about the Duck Wars.
Dio mio, what a tragedy. I've never seen such pointless bloodshed in all my life. It all started during the war, after Italy surrendered. The Germans didn't take that news well, especially not Blondie.
Blondie?
Just the most evil dog to walk the face of the earth. And unfortunately, Federico's ex-fiancée. Blondie ordered the Angel of Death himself to create a biological weapon capable of making flamingos extinct.
That is terrible. But look at the bright side. They could have been eaten to extinction by Dutch sailors, like the dodo.
That would have been a better, quicker, and more humane way to go. See, they used subliminal messages and ultraviolence to turn a bunch of ducks into killing machines. Federico and his friends had just gone out for a swim when those killer ducks were released into the pond.
You have my deepest sympathies, Mr. De Luca.
At least he died doing what he loved the most, standing on one leg and eating tiny shrimp.
You mentioned a man named Abruzzi. Would that be Joseph the Rampant Stallion Abruzzi?
Yeah. The work I did for him would make Federico roll in his grave. But, well, once you're in this line of work, the only way out is in a body bag. It was a dark time. I thought about ending it all, to be honest.
Why did you not?
Well, the boss happened. Our first job together changed something in me, and suddenly I had the urge to live.
Who will inherit your boss's many business ventures when he passes?
That's a strange question. Why are you asking me that?
I did see you playing with our charming local orphans earlier.
Are you suggesting we adopt the kids?
Food for thought.
I do know how hard that life is, and Mama would be very proud. I'll talk to Frank.
I shall leave you to your duties, Mr. De Luca.
Thank you.
Quite a pet you have there.
Oh, Sparkles. I know she looks scary, but she wouldn't hurt a fly.
Unless
the boss told her to. Or someone was trespassing. Or if someone called her Mittens, she hates that.
On a completely unrelated note, do you happen to know why some of the dogs in town have disappeared?
What is dag? Sparkles, amore mio, you see a dag around here? See? She don't know either.